Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play Victoria 3 as Japan! I'm very excited for this series, but very nervous about bootstrapping this economy out of basically nothing. Japan's got a lot of people, and they're actually fairly literate for this time period over here. I think we started very high in literacy. I think maybe number 25. We also started with a big GDP. We still number 8, despite being flatlined. I suspect the other countries are going to start to surpass us relatively soon, because they can use trade to advance themselves, where we have to build everything in-house, which is great. Hello. Which is great fun. Wow. But he's proven to be very tricksy. So we're just trying to get a little bit more logging, a little bit more construction going out. Prepare yourself. We're going to spend a lot of time looking at the construction scene in this game. We're also trying to pass professional army, which is advancing very easily and very well, so no worries over there. Yeah. So we're going to bring ourselves up to 10 construction sectors, which is a number I've arbitrarily picked. Seems fine. And we want to make a move over to iron frame buildings. That's going to be our goal. Hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll be making iron frame buildings. But for that, we need an iron industry and a tool industry. And we literally have no iron mines nor any tool workshops. First thing will be tool workshops to get that going. Hello, professional army. Government position is done, so everyone's happy. There's support for landed voting? And the shogunate's not opposed to it? Okay. The samurai are, but they love us. This would be fantastic, because right now we have a pure autocracy. Yeah, no, this is excellent. Please. Money's still going up right now, which is a little surprising to me. Well, now slightly negative, as we've got one more construction sector in. Okay, that makes some sense. Now, we've still got a lot of levers to pull. We have barely any consumption taxes. We could add some more in here. In fact, I might go ahead and put in a consumption tax on luxury clothes immediately. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to get a tooling workshop. And build the first one in Kanto. I know the earnings... yeah, they're negative everywhere. That's okay. There's just no demand for it yet. Kanto will have plenty of demand for it because we're going to need it for our iron mines, and our construction sectors are also going to want it. Yeah. So we're going to go and get an tooling workshop started. And then we're going to follow that up with an iron mine, because the iron mine will have a tool requirement immediately. And hopefully they can feed into each other. And in fact, what I might do immediately, as soon as we got any workers in the iron mine, now there might not be any demand for it, but we're going to bootstrap it, because I think we're probably going to change this to wrought iron tools. And we're going to have these two feeding into each other. Yeah, I like that. Iron mine needs tools. Tooling workshop needs iron. We go and build these one at a time and try to keep up a balance, while cutting into our wood supply, which is a little higher than the base price still, but hopefully it's going to be okay. Luckily, there's logging camp here. Even here, the wood price, where we have all the production, is the local price is still above base. But as soon as we get tools, we can change sawmills, right? That's the idea. I can support more construction. Unless I just cancel some of these consumption taxes. We're running the road maintenance, right? Well, as soon as we change our construction thing, we're going to see a huge deficit at that point. Okay, tooling workshop. So yeah, you're still in crude tools right now, and there's no demand currently, but that's okay. That's going to change. In fact, you have... No, if you had a livestock plantation, that would... Oh, here we go. You ask for harvesting tools immediately, please. Okay, so it'll create a tiny little bit of demand. Can't subsidize anything over here, which is a little tricky, because sometimes it's nice to subsidize, just get some raw goods to market to feed into the next thing. Lathe is unlocked, which is going to unlock more goods as well, or needs as well. At this point, yeah, if I go intensive agriculture, well, we're going to get some fertilizer along the way. Maybe not much. I probably won't be able to change all my farms over to it unless I decide to build a fertilizer plant, which will require a sulfur mine, which maybe is worth doing. Or just focus on mechanical tools, atmospheric engine, and get early railways, which will need an iron industry. Or I say, you know what? Let's head over to Central Archives now so we can fix our government. Still 11 years to research currently. I mean, everything takes a fair while. Unless I wait for more tech spread to hit more of our level 1s. What does stock exchange do for us? Market access, price impact. This unlocks protectionism, which is a trade law. Free trade. I mean, this would give us the option of maybe pursuing open borders. Could be. Okay, landed vote. Did that increase our chance by 10%? Is that what it said? Beautiful. Wait, iron mine here. We need to get a little bit more going on. What do I want to queue here? We just need some construction in general running. How's your tax base over here? Yeah, basically nothing. You know what? Let's go ahead and stick in one government administration. And a paper mill here. I know we're sort of sidelining a little what I was talking about, but I need to give this a chance to start to build it. Okay, so we have no demand for iron right now, but we're going to make a change here. The tooling workshop is going to go to wrought iron tools, have a huge demand for iron. I wonder if I should have had a second tooling workshop somewhere else that didn't demand iron. But iron demand is going up. This is going to hire. This is going to consume the tools. It'll probably bounce back and forth between tool shortage, iron shortage, back and forth over here as these different places hire. Gold? Not, is it just, okay, it's not one of these yet. There's gold in Hokkaido. Okay, that's going to help the economy. Devout scandal. It's fine. Paperwork of elections. Lose some bureaucracy for a bit. Inaction. You know what? 10% bureaucracy hit. So we'd lose 150. So we'd go slightly negative, but not much. I think I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah, see, we're still fine. Cool. Excellent. Oh, well, it helps that the government office finished over there. Okay, local paper mill. Good. Tooling workshop. Okay, it's not as much demand for tooling yet. You're having a hard time hiring because of the demand here. Okay, we're going to make some changes. This lumber mill is going to go to sawmills, increasing the demand for tools. There we go. So you're going to probably hire more in a second here. Yeah, there you go. You're hiring, which is then going to increase the demand for iron, which is probably going to lead to a tooling shortage. Okay. Need both of these. Currency standards, per capita taxation. Well, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, you're fully hired. It looks like, so the iron is the thing that's lagging behind here. Although we're still building one. So your one existing is currently fully built. There we go. Okay. Oh, trying to maintain this balance is tricksy. We're building some more. Yeah, you're fully employed. I could turn on the auto hire in these places. I think I still want to micromanage this, though. Fishing wharves you're having... Yeah, there's no demand for fish currently. And you guys are all set to those modes. Glass works. If I switch you to leaded glass... Right, then we need a lead mine. Which we could consider sneaking that in. Now, I think we got to keep working on the basics here. I want more tools. I think these things were balanced, right? Yeah. We want more tools so that we can enable it in more modes. In fact, if we can see the tool price just drop, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the universe. Because it means we can enable more modes. And right now, the biggest thing would be to get all the lumber mills to use tools. Okay, full colony is fully done. If we take a look here, established colony, there's no options available. Which means that we could drop frontier colonization. We could consider colonial exploitation and doing things probably... Well, there's some possibilities here. I'm not sure that's our vibe on this particular run. It'd actually be nice to go a run that doesn't do full colonization. We still have this huge investment pool, right, for farming. But until we start running a deficit... Oh, right, this is the other thing. If I do this... So yeah, iron and tools. So yes, I want to switch the construction sector over. So what I have to keep doing is just continuously boosting the iron and tools. The only thing that makes sense right now. And we could consider changing just a construction at a time. Landed voting is done. Campaign financing. I don't want to... we could. Agrarian Party. Actually, rural and intellectual. I don't usually get involved in the politics here, but actually that would be nice to boost right now. So let's do that. And see, you only have one, although you don't have any local production. The fact that the iron goes to 70 tells me there'd be an actual full shortage here. And the ideal place to do is to build it in Kanto, where it's being produced. But it has more construction sectors, so it's a little bit harder to do. It won't be a tool shortage, it'll just be an iron shortage. So it tells me... Yeah, but now you don't feel like there's a need. Is there... What else consumes iron right now? I think probably just a tool workshop. Out of everything we've got. Livestock Ranch will be able to use it, but I don't think it does. That's where I want to go. Okay, we've got more of these in the queue. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up like 5 more of these. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to delay these. As the price for tools starts to drop, well, actually, I can just flip some modes around. Whereas the iron price goes, what we'll do is probably queue up something and then bump that new thing up the queue to try to keep things balanced. Ooh, wood price is way low. No, it's just fluctuating. I think every time it finishes a construction, there's a moment before it starts the new construction. And so there's a moment the price fluctuates. I could do, since logging is still a thing, if I go and do this, you'll use tools, but that's okay. Actually, could I universally change all the logging? Okay, tool price, that's probably local to there more than anything. Right? Over here, the tool price still isn't that high. Yep. You're employing, your cash reserves are going down. There's not enough demand for the tools because your inputs are fairly cheap, especially if we make the wood cheaper. Okay, I'm going to go and set all the logging camps to this mode. Wood's fairly cheap now. Tool prices is high enough. Yeah, your cash reserves are going up. You're fully hired. Good. Iron, even here, is a little... It's not mega cheap. I'll throw in 1 iron mine to be ready. Oh, actually, the price went up a little bit more. And we're going to switch more things over to using this. Well, again, the obvious thing, the best thing is this industry, but it's still a little too much. And again, the ideal thing would be in Kanto because it's local. Well, actually, here, we don't end up with a tool shortage. We do end up with an iron shortage, but we're working on iron mines right now. Or, no, we're not. Hang on. I'm going to alt-click a couple more iron mines at the top. Kanto. I wonder how short on iron we'll be. Okay. Finish at least the first iron mine. Yeah, it's still not cheap. But then we're going to switch on iron frame construction in Kanto, which will increase our production speed. Migrants. Actually, we do want some people moving to Hokkaido. Although, maybe the throughput is good too. Because Hokkaido doesn't have a lot of people in it. And it's got some good potential. Let's keep an eye on here. And I could just turn on this auto expand and we may. Okay, iron price has gotten cheaper. Okay, let's bite the bullet. In Kanto specifically to start off with, we're going to go iron frame. And it looks like it will lead to an iron shortage. And it did. By 2. Well, that's by a lot. That is by quite a lot. I don't want to lose the work that I put in here. But Kanto, I'm going to shift click like 5 more iron mines. I'm going to move this tooling workshop down. Okay. So we might have a little bit of a problem generating enough tools, especially if there's a shortage of iron. They might get slowed down over there. And then, of course, every mine I build needs more tools, so that's going to go up. But for now, the important thing is to do this. We've got the dire warning. I don't know why sometimes you have the dire warning about the shortage, and then sometimes over here. I don't know if this is just a shortage in one province as opposed to all of them, or if it's based on the ratio of shortages. Yeah, the iron shortage is shrinking. Now, at some point, it won't be considered a shortage. It'll still be expensive, but it won't be considered a shortage anymore. See, and if we put on the auto expand, I think it would only expand when the cash reserves filled out. And we actually want them to build faster than that in this situation. I mean, having auto expand on doesn't mean I can't also be manually building. Okay, we're running a deficit, and that's fine. We got tons of money stored. That's A-okay. There you go, another iron mine built. Shortage is officially resolved. Still very expensive. But then I think we're going to be fine with getting that other tooling workshop up. Now, we're still going to need more because I'm going to, of course, be... how's your infrastructure? Okay, you're still good. Good. I think I'll shift-click. We'll plan for another 5 over here. And yeah, we got to keep an eye on the tool prices, which right now are manageable. Okay, that was the lathe finishing. Mechanized tools, precision tools, steel tools. We need... I mean, we've got steelwork, so we could start a steel industry. We're going to clearly need it. Oh, sulfite pulping for the paper mills is going to be super handy as well. Although I think that needs sulfur, right? Which intensive agriculture, if we want to build a fertilizer plant, also does. I think it's time to swing over here. Do we have all the tier 1 tech? Yeah. We're going to swing over here. We'll probably plan on 1 sulfur mine to feed 1 fertilizer plant. And then hopefully the rest of it is just handled with cattle. Just make our agriculture a little bit more efficient. What do you have a shortage of? Oh, you have a shortage of these clippers. Now, I think the only thing... These buildings... Oh, I can switch you to simple whaling. Free that up. The fishing wharves, I think... Yeah, you're on a simple fishing. You're on simple whaling. And what's the other thing? Oh, ports. Our ports, we're going to switch everything to anchorage here. So we don't need to use any clippers. Because I don't think we produce any. Shipyards. Oh, we do have 1 shipyard. Reduce up to 38 of these. Because, yeah, now there's going to be no demand anymore. Although the price hasn't collapsed. Is something still consuming this? All right. Tools and iron, very expensive. Yep, we know. That's okay. Again, they continue to go hand in hand. I suspect I'm going to have to weave in another tooling workshop. Let's do this. I mean, again, the tooling workshop needs the iron to be affordable enough to run a profit. But right now, the iron is cheaper than this, and the wood continues to be fairly inexpensive. Again, as we flip our construction sectors over, the wood will get cheaper and cheaper. Lower Canada's improving relations. All right, Canada. We can be bros. I mean, you're probably going to get consumed by the Hudson Bay Company. That's usually how it goes. Not all the time, though. Okay, iron is expensive. That is the only one. Let's finish another iron mine or 2, and then we're going to flip the rest of the construction sector over to iron frame buildings. I told you this episode is going to be all about staring at this queue. To be fair, this is probably the screen to look at the most in Victoria 3. It's also the most fun. Market access in Hokkaido. So you have a shocking lack of infrastructure. I don't have enough authority. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop supporting the samurai, or bolstering them. I'm going to do road maintenance in Hokkaido, which should give you... Oh, it's not a fixed amount of infrastructure. Oh. That doesn't actually help you. Okay. We don't have a law going on right now. Is there anything... that might be helpful currently? Well, we could try the dedicated police force again, but the odds have gone down. So, no, actually, we don't have anything useful. All right. Okay, iron price dropping a little. Okay, we're going to go and do this. Maybe just one other state. Maybe I'll do these smaller ones. Okay, that's fine. That looks fine. So we're just going to wait on Tohoku a little bit. Actually, Tohoku... I'm going to alt-click an iron mine here. Yeah. We're going to get you a local iron mine to help feed into your local construction industry. I had meant to do that sooner. It's me or them. What? Leader of the samurai had enough of compromising coalition partners. Demanded either his collaborators follow his orders. Samurai never approved their changes. Ridiculous thing to say. -1 approval. Lose popularity. Very well. They're the leading force that should upset the shogunate. I'm going to say samurai will get the leading force, because again, we're hoping to weaken the shogunate overall. And potentially into the state of a civil war, although maybe we won't rush into that. Okay, waiting for this iron mine to be built. Iron's still fairly expensive in Tohoku, and it's going to shoot up in a second if I just change. Yeah, so they're not considered to be super profitable right now because of the tool price. But we're going to go full iron frame building mode. Iron is expensive, but that's fine. Okay, we're not using all our construction potential. So we can be building 2.5 buildings simultaneously. So 2 buildings at full speed, another one at half speed right now. That was going to be 50 construction. Oh, right, I forgot about the base amount. And yeah, I think I was messing up my math earlier as well for some of the speeds. Okay. What are we looking at? We still have this huge investment pool ready to get spent on farming stuff. I think before I spend it on farming stuff, I'm going to go and... Okay, the hardwood situation is still fine. We're going to turn on full farming tools for you. Okay, this is going to shoot up the price of tools, but that's okay. So currently... Can I pin a specific good? Is that an option? There we go. Price of iron. I haven't played too much with the new outliner. Price of tools. So if I go here, perfect. Okay. Iron is weirdly negative right now. Well, we're not doing our full construction. That's probably part of it. But tool price is still relatively high. So we're going to go over to industry. We're going to tooling workshop. I'm going to sort by earnings at this point. Also, we're going to keep an eye on the infrastructure, but that's okay. We're going to do this, that, and this. We're going to get a little bit of tooling in a few different places. Although, Chobu, do you have mines to support it? Well, you've got logging. So yeah, I mean, there's no iron, but we're still using some wood for this. The local production's still going to be helpful, I think. I think that'll still come out ahead. We spread out the workload. Ooh, I like the little graph too. That's handy. See, okay, and then you can see the iron price is just jacked up like crazy here because we've got our construction going on again. These tooling workshops might have a little bit of difficulty. But that's okay. We're going to flip back over. We're going to go to iron mines. And this actually does make a lot of sense to spread out as well. We're going to do that. You've got no workforce, nor do you. So we'll spread this out a little bit. Homesteading. Oh, extreme support. Now, this I don't mind. What is it going to do to the shogunate? It will radicalize them and start bringing us... Actually, this is probably going to finish before a civil war can pop off. Which, again, pros and cons. A civil war can help us break the grip of the shogunate. But no, I think we're going to do this, and we'll probably take the options that decrease the chance of civil war. So that is serfdom over here is currently running, which is 50% boost to shogunate and disallows certain things. Actually... it's disallowed by interventionism, etc., etc., etc. But there's going to be some conflict. If we go over homesteading, farmers get more political strength. Bourgeoisie, attract middle strata. Yeah, we're going to run this. 98% is going to be good. Okay, we're running a huge deficit right now. Again, that's fine currently. I'm hoping to avoid going in too deeply into debt because of interest payments. But right now, we're doing this. We still have tons of money in the investment pool. We're going to start doing some farming at some point. But I think we still need to get this going. We're going to keep an eye on these prices and inject some government funding to boost these when we get a chance. Hopefully our economy is going up. Not super fast, but it is. We were losing tons of standard of living, which makes me unhappy. Okay, there's the revolution brewing, but again, this hopefully succeeds on every tick. Now, this ticks a lot faster than the homesteading. One thing I could do that might be worthwhile is if anyone is currently being bolstered. I'm going to cancel this temporarily. Okay. I don't remember. Industrialists are, you know what? I think I still want these two to be bolstered. Wow, they are non-existent. I'll keep the industrialists going on. By freeing up some authority over here, we reduce the enacting time. We might have overkilled. I might have already been at 100% even before canceling everything, but that's going to be okay. And yeah, we'll take some events to counter that. But yeah, we're decreasing our standard of living. Now, if we look at the poor strata, you have tons of excess. It's the middle and upper class that are having some issues. Transportation. Well, first of all, with transportation... Oh, we've got some mode changes we can do too. Yeah, you've already got that. Gas, street light would help, but we need coal. Switching to free churches actually reduces the amount of transportation and services. Reduces consumption, but switches people from clerk. I think that's fine. Dye workshop. It's going to produce less luxury clothes, more regular clothes. It is going to consider itself to turn a profit. It's going to start consuming some dye. We have some dye plantations that are probably unprofitable right now. Okay, let's do that. Furniture workshop with the lathes. Okay, it's not going to lead to a tool shortage. It's going to reduce our hardwood demand substantially. And it's going to be a profitable change, so let's do that. I wonder, with our logging camp, we've got this place doing hardwood. We need less of it. I'm going to switch it to this, just this one province. So we still have some hardwood, but barely. The bare minimum. Compromising with the people. Wait, did it seriously not advance? Wait, advance chance is only 1.5? Oh, so we need a few successes before it advances completely. This will trigger setback. There's no way we trigger setback ever. It brings our success chance up to 100, which presumably... Or success just an outright success? That doesn't make sense. We can take a bureaucracy hit. I don't want to boost the shogunate any more than this. Authority. We'll take an authority reduction. We can afford that right now. Okay, iron continues to be expensive. We are working on some iron mines. I think we have to continue working on some iron mines. Probably quite a lot. Infrastructure is starting to get a little low in Kanto. We don't get as many earnings in Tohoku, but I'm going to queue up 5 iron mines there. It's going to be a while before we can properly roll out a railroad, and I'm concerned about that. Okay, I want... Oh my god. Okay, second phase. I want to take the events of negative civil war, but at the same time, I might go... In our capital here, I'm going to queue up like 20 barracks. So if there is a civil war, we're going to have more barracks in our capital. Oh, we have a shortage of hardwood. Hold on. You, go to hardwood. You do that. Okay, good. Lumber's currently cheap. Oh, we have a new shogun. Has ended. Yeah, still shogunate traditionalist, so be it. Where's that food? Okay, civil war. I think the revolution's gonna trigger. God dang it. 100% chance. Okay, we're on ascent. Okay, we might be fine. Okay. Again, there's pros and cons to this civil war firing. Let me bring down these iron mines. Actually, this one too. So we start working on these barracks. I think I'm going to try to avoid it here. I think we'll have other opportunities to do it. Waffling. Oop. Okay, Bessemer process. Thank you. 50% chance of minus 10 on the Civil War. We did get there. We kind of need this tick. 100% chance of success. I think we're okay. I think we got that weird stall setback thing that one time. There we go. We have homesteading. They could still do a revolution to force another change, but so far so good. Okay, let me cancel out these barracks. Panic averted. We can still finish these two because we got some progress put in. That's going to be okay. And I think at some point we'll need them. Iron price is actually normalizing. Still on the higher side, but that's okay. Let me check. Are there any other building modes I want to switch before I start spending this huge stockpile of investment pool? I think the answer is no. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look through here and see what gives us the most earning. Livestock ranch, not bad. Tons from the rice farms. Ooh, tons from the vineyards. Now, I don't know how many of these we build. Just one brought it down quite a lot. Do we want to spread it? I mean, then we get a little cheap local wine in both places, right? You don't get economy of scale the same way. A little bit of that. Again, kind of worried about infrastructure in some of these places. I mean, just ignoring this one because it's so low on infrastructure. That is quite low. Although some of these might not be taking in... Yeah, they're not taking into account the change of infrastructure that's about to happen. But still, you get a trickle of this. A little bit of tea. Tobacco quite valuable. Okay, let's build a little bit of that. So, this is all spending on the investment pool. We're going to expect, once these iron mines finish, we're going to expect our money balance for our treasury to start going up. But the important thing is we're always constructing, so it's keeping the price of iron and all those things stable based on the construction sector. Because if the construction sector stalls out, then you get weird things where all of a sudden there's no demand or nowhere near as much demand for iron and tools and things like that. So we're going to queue up a bunch of the agriculture and then probably do some alt clicks as we need it for other things. For example, we might want to throw some in for the clothing industry because this luxury clothes is extremely expensive. It would be great if we could access the next mode over here for elastics because it makes even more luxury clothes, but we don't have access to that. We won't for a little while. But yeah, I suspect textile mills are probably fairly valuable. See, if we can defeat the shogunate and revolution, we can do the honorable restoration, or this has got to run for 10 years, which means the shogunate not powerful, which is going to be hard to do without a revolution, although they have lost a ton of power recently. Well, the law change is good. Consumption-based taxation is not where we want to go. This would reduce the amount of taxes we get. Speaking of taxes, what about those government offices, eh? Maybe that'll be the thing to weave in. Okay, standard of living's up to nearly 10. Just took a huge bump up. I don't know what we did to boost that, but we'll take it. And we're going to try to bring in some cheaper goods. Tool prices are actually at negative 1%, which is somewhat surprising. Iron price is dropping as well. A little here and there. Okay, money's going up. Also universities. If our money is stable, now we could also just respond to this by building more construction sectors. But remember, that's while we're not building anything. Let's sneak in some universities. Let's do 2, 3. I can't remember. There's going to be an event for universities to trigger that needs some amount. I'm going to queue up 3 in my capital. So again, we'll run negative here. Ideally, if we can stay out of debt, that'd be perfect because we don't have to spend any money on interest. Maybe I should have just done 2. You know, just a slow trickle of government spending to keep us out of debt. But we'll do these 3 now. That's fine. Because yeah, when we spend, there's a deficit. Now we're still, we're at normal tax. I would rather not go any higher. We could throw in some extra consumption. Or consumption tax on tea? Consumption tax on porcelain? And then that can impact the standard of living. But right now, we've got tons of loyalists. Okay, actually, yeah, things are going swell right now. Tools is reasonable. Just baseline is great. Iron is there. The shogunate doesn't even, hate us to the max. And this is reducing tax income right now. How much unrealized tax we have? Only 45K. Although maybe that's because of this. Maybe if this went away, we'd see a bigger number there. I think we would, actually. That's okay. Universities are there. Obviously, we're going to need a ton more. Do we have a mode for universities? Well, we're going to go for secular academia, which will make more people be part of the intelligentsia rather than the monks, I think, because of their hiring. That's going to be okay. Paper price is currently reasonable, although as we do more government offices and we get more universities, that'll come in. Intensive agriculture. So we could prep for this. I'm going to set up one sulfur mine. Like so. Let me bring it down one notch. Actually, I'll bring it down 2 notches. We'll finish these 2, which are going to be paid for by the investment pool. One sulfur mine. This is going to be in preparation for a fertilizer plant. I'm not wrong, right? The fertilizer plant consumes sulfur? I don't know if you can check that from here. Yeah, there we go. Sulfur. So we'll have the ability to generate a little bit of sulfur because we're going to get some fertilizer from our livestock things, but usually not enough. Usually I feel you need at least one fertilizer plant to assist with that and work the balance. Okay, we're going to put a cut in here. Folks, thanks a lot for watching another episode. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'm hyped for this, and I feel like that we got our first little boot up sequence going. That's great. That's hardly the end all and be all, especially if we want to think about running a revolution. Yeah. At some point, we'll upgrade the irregular infantry to something else. We're going to need some firearm tech, which we still can't import. We're not doing any taxes. This is going to lead to a lot of radicalism, but I really don't want that tax policy. Is there anything else we could look at? No, zeros across the board. The only place we could possibly make a legal change right now is in land-based taxation, and it would be regressive. So we don't want to, to consumption-based taxation. It'd be regressive. We're not interested. Luckily, we do have a lot of loyalists. Hopefully, that's going to prevent anything from getting too crazy. They're not radicalized. There's a lot of support, I think, because there's a lot of landowners. We do have an agitator. Petit bourgeoisie, interesting. What if you exile them? Petit bourgeoisie become radical. We sent to exile. You know what? I think this is going to be fine. Because we're probably getting exiles from this in the first place. So if we get rid of that, just unpause for a sec. I mean, there's still support, but it's not being agitated. Hopefully it's net positive. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.